Hello, I'm Mrs. Thomas, and today I'm reading In the Land of the Merfolk by Daniela Drescher. Deep down among the waving weeds, the water folk are playing, with slippery newts and minnows, racing, splashing, swaying. An elf boy perches on a rock to tease a wise old frog. I'm a tasty dragonfly, but placidly he looks agog. At dawn the fairies quietly go to fetch clear water from a pool, and only dippers come to watch the beauty of the morning cool. Just by the leafy waterside, the mermaids dream and rest. They want to be like butterflies and dragonflies so colourfully dressed. In summer, nymphs curl up and doze, sleeping soundly by the pond, where lilies shine and gently rock and scent the air with wispy frond. Now look at this bold water boy, riding on a duck across the pool, gliding in between the reeds. In summer's heat, it's nice and cool. The yellow kingcups sway and shine and make the pretty mermaids dance, and while the carp just stares and bubbles, the snails fall into blissful trance. From waters deep all merfolk come to gather for the gnome king's ball. A gentle prince greets all the guests as they proceed towards the hall. With cold and frost the games begin, now fearless folk on ice compete. The birds look on from snowy twigs, while merfolk skate with daring speed.
Hello, my name's Mrs. Howell. Today I'm going to be reading one of my favourite books, The Gruffalo. A mouse took a stroll through the deep, dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have lunch in my underground house. It's terribly kind of you, fox, but no, I'm going to have lunch with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? He has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws. Where are you meeting him? Here by these rocks, and his favourite food is roasted fox. Roasted fox, I'm off, fox said. Goodbye, little mouse, and away he sped. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have tea in my treetop house. It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no, I'm going to have tea with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. Where are you meeting him? Here by this stream, and his favourite food is owl ice cream. Owl ice cream, to-it-to-woo. Goodbye, little mouse, and away owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. A snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for a feast in my log pile house. It's wonderfully good of you, snake, but no, I'm having a feast with a gruffalo. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? A gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? His eyes are orange, his tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back. Where are you meeting him? Here by this lake, and his favourite food is scrambled snake. Scrambled snake, it's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse, and away snake slid. Silly old snake, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? Oh, but who is this creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back. Oh, help! Oh, no! It's a Gruffalo! My favourite food, the Gruffalo said. You'll taste good on a slice of bread. Good, said the mouse. Don't call me good. I'm the scariest creature in this wood. Just walk behind me, and soon you'll see everyone is afraid of me. All right, said the Gruffalo, bursting with laughter. You go ahead, and I'll follow after. They walked and walked till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hiss in the leaves ahead. It's Snake, said the mouse. Why, Snake, hello. Snake took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, crumbs, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he slid to his log pile house. You see, said the mouse, I told you so. Amazing, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hoot in the trees ahead. It's Owl, said the mouse. Why, Owl, hello. Owl took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh dear, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he flew to his treetop house. You see, said the mouse, I told you so. Astounding, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I can hear feet on the path ahead. It's Fox, said the mouse. Why, Fox, hello. Fox took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, help, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he ran to his underground house. Well, Gruffalo, said the mouse, you see, everyone is afraid of me. But now my tummy's beginning to rumble. My favourite food is Gruffalo crumble. Gruffalo crumble, the Gruffalo said, and quick as the wind he turned and fled. All was quiet in the deep dark wood. The mouse found a nut, and the nut was good. The end.
Hello, I'm Mr. Gibson, and I'm going to be reading to you The Lion Inside. In a dry, dusty place where the sand sparkled gold, stood a mighty flat rock, all craggy and old. And under that rock, in a tiny full house, lived the littlest, quietest, meekest brown mouse. He was so very tiny, so incredibly small, that nobody noticed him ever at all. He got trod on and sat on, ow, and missed out for stuff, ignored and forgotten, ouch. Yes, mouse life was tough. Meanwhile, far above, on top of the rock, times were quite different. It was Lion o'clock. This huge, toothsome creature made sure everyone saw how important he was by how loud he could roar. He was head of the pack. He was shouty and tough. He loved showing the crowd he was made of strong stuff. Yes, all were impressed by this mighty king cat. If only, thought Mouse, I could be more like that. Then, late one dark night, in his Minnie Mouse bed, the cleverest thought popped into his head. He jumped from the covers and held up a paw. I've got it, he said. What I need is a roar. I mean, what if this mouse with the weeniest squeak was a little more and a little less meek? Well, he'd still be the smallest of fuzzy brown mice, but he'd make friends and join in, and life would be nice. Yes, thought the mouse. I must find out how. I will learn how to roar, and I will learn it now. But, oh my gosh, there was only one beast who could teach him this thing. but might make him a feast. It was time to be strong, take a chance. After all, forever was such a long time to feel small. So he made himself brave, and he thought like a winner. He set off for the top, hoping not to be dinner. It felt like the scariest thing he could do. But if you want things to change, you first have to change you. The further he climbed, the closer he got to the slumbering lion reclining on top. Then, at last, as he stood on his tippy toes, he found himself suddenly nose to nose. Pardon me. Wake up, Mr. Lion. You've got company. Squeak, Mr. Lion. What I've come to you for is, Squeak, do you think you could teach me your roar? A silence befell that twinkling plain. Lion opened his eyes and he puffed out his mane. Time slowed right down. Why, it felt like a week. Then he opened his mouth and let out an eek. The lion was shaking, his paws all a fumble. He was backing away with a scrambling tumble. Don't hurt me, he whimpered. Oh, try to be nice. Well, my goodness, this lion was frightened of mice. Oh, don't worry, Mouse peeped. I'm a friend, not a foe. Let's rock this together. We'll have fun, don't you know? That was a magical moment for sure, when Mouse didn't feel at all small anymore. He had found his true voice and learned to speak out, and for that, you don't need to roar or to shout. And from that day and always, the two were a pair. They both liked that rock better, now that the rock was to share. The mouse, while still little, felt big in his head, and Lion, he still roared, but with laughter instead. Yes, that day they both learned that no matter your size, we all have a mouse and a lion inside.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Bernard, and I'm going to read Don't Wake the Bear, Hare. It was spring party day, the best day of the year. So why were the animals trembling with fear? They heard growling noises and crept up to see a huge bear asleep in the old willow tree. Oh no, they all cried, but our party's today. How can we get ready with him in the way? I'll wake him up, cried a little brown hare. No, no, they all whispered. Please, don't wake the bear. Bears, Badger said, are enormous and hairy. If you wake them up, they get angry and scary. We'll still have our party, though, if we take care. Be quiet as mice, as we don't wake the bear. So they tippy-toed off without making a peep to fetch party things while the bear was asleep. And the ants carrying wobbling stacks of dishes and saucers and cups on their backs. Badger brought in a huge jelly dessert. Then he tripped and he fell with a splat in the dirt. The bear stretched and grumbled, which gave them a scare. Shh, they all whispered. Please don't wake Bear. The lanterns were carefully hung in the trees. The mice tied up ribbons that danced on the breeze. They brought in the very last blueberry tart, and their party was now almost ready to start. Then Hare cried, "There's only one thing left to do." And he grabbed a balloon, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew, till the others cried, "Stop! If it gets any bigger, it's going to pop!" The bear stretched and groaned, and they all held their breath. Then his eyes flickered open and scared them to death. Run, run and hide, they all cried in despair. Now we're in trouble, we've woken the bear. Who dares wakes me up, growled the bear angrily. Hare said in a small shaky voice, It was me. Our party is going to start very soon, and I was trying to help, but I popped my balloon. A party, cried Bear with a grin. Could it be? A big surprise party, especially for me. Oh, thank you for waking me up, little bunny. I'll come to your party and bring you some honey. And even though Bear was enormous and hairy, they found he was great fun and not a bit scary. He danced and he partied without anyone there, and they all cheered, Hooray for our new friend, the bear.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Webb, and I'm going to read to you We're Sailing to the Galapagos. A week in the Pacific. Far out across the ocean, where the vast sky meets the sea, lie islands called Galapagos. Come visit them with me. We're sailing to the Galapagos, Galapagos, Palapagos. We're sailing to the Galapagos. I wonder who'll we'll see. On Monday, giant tortoises with weathered shells of green plod past us while they munch their lunch of vegetable cuisine. We're sailing to the Galapagos. We're sailing Galapagos. We're sailing Galapagos. I wonder who'll we'll see. On Tuesday, courting albatrosses, shaded grey and white. Rehearse the drills of clacking bills until they get it right. We're sailing to Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We're sailing to the Galapagos. I wonder who we'll see. On Wednesday, black iguanas crawl together in a swarm. They love to sleep piled in a heap. It keeps them nice and warm. We're sailing to Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We're sailing to Galapagos. I wonder who we'll see. On Thursday, skipping lava crabs with shells of brilliant red. Find food that hides in ebbing tides across the lava bed. We're sailing to Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We're sailing to Galapagos. I wonder who we'll see. On Friday, bluefoot boobies fish along the rocky shore. They feed their chicks with nests of sticks, then they fly back for more. We're sailing to Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We're sailing to Galapagos. I wonder who we'll see. On Saturday, brown sea lions snooze, outstretched upon the beach. Then flippers flip, they take a dip and swim beyond our reach. We're sailing to Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We're sailing to Galapagos. I wonder who we'll see. On Sunday, red-pooched frigate birds are not to be outdone. To woo a mate, their chests inflate, impressing everyone. We visited Galapagos, Galapagos, Galapagos. We visited Galapagos, and this is who we've seen. Plodding tortoises, clacking albatrosses, sleeping iguanas, skipping lava crabs, fishing booby birds, swimming sea lions, and courting frigate birds. far out across the ocean where the water meets the sky. We visited Galapagos, and now we wave goodbye.